Hello there, internety people. Today I wanted to show you how to drill through the floor of your van. I know that sounds stupid, but you may want to drill a hole through your floor of your van, such as bolting a van seating. And just right now this one's being held in place by basically self-tapping screws to hold it in situ. What I'm actually going to bolt through is going to be a seatbelt bar, which is this black thing here. But the problem is when you drill through the floor of your van, which looks like a nice big flat equal surface over here, on the underside it's not the same story. I doubt I can be able to show you clearly, but we'll give it a go. If you look, you've got all sorts of obstructions. In particular, there's a nice big plastic fuel tank there, which would be quite easy to bob a drill into exhaust and fuel lines and such like. So what we're trying to do is to find a spot on the inside of the van which we can replicate under here. So obviously here we have the rear wheel arch, and I can't really show you right well, but we can just see how it protrudes. So I can't bloody show you. It just protrudes into in a vehicle. So I've already measured it, and from the edge of that wheel arch there, 250mm that away would give me there somewhere, and 150mm forward would give me that nice access spot just there. So that's the game plan. I've currently measured that, so just to replicate, edge of wheel arch, 250mm forward, 150mm down would give me that little mark there. So I'm going to bob a drill through now. So I've gone through effectively two skins. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. So what you can't listen to this carpet is actually a steel floor. Oh, obviously there's a steel floor, but I don't mean the original steel floor. I mean one that was an aftermarket fit. So I expected hitting, or rather travelling through two surfaces. So I hit this one, went through it, felt the steel one of the van floor, went through that one, and that was perfect. There was no other feelings as I went through, so I didn't feel like I hit an exhaust or a chassis leg or outrun or anything like that. So that's fine. If you look, I've left the drill bit stuck in. That's important now, so I can see the obviously protruding from the underside. So let's have a little look now to see if the measurements were anything like. So, just to, I can't really show you this, but that's obviously the wheel. Tucked away up there is the wheel arch which protrudes through. And we anticipated coming across here with 250mm, and then coming forward 150mm. And that just demonstrates, just there, obviously I've got quite a long drill bit on mine, but just how close I was to that, which looks to be fuel line actually, I believe. As you see, that could have been devastating otherwise. There is actually an hole there for something, but that must be the original steel, the secondary steel floor. So that's my mark coming through, and as you can see, it's quite a nice sweet spot. I've got good access. I've got a flange here, I've also got a flange here. So that's kind of well reinforced there. So when I stick a bolt through, just stick a plate washer on, obviously a bolt through, nail out nil, and that's good to go. And what's also important is this outrunner runs all the way across the width of your vehicle, so it's a nice straight line. What I intend to do now with the other mounting points of that seatbelt bar is to be hitting the same kind of spots as I go down. Obviously I've got a nice good measure, and I've got a nice access, and I can see all the way across now. I'm not really going to hit anything. If I come too far down, there's obviously this fuel tank. I'd have to be way off kilter to be hitting the interesting bit, which is the big plastic thing. All this is just secondary really. So yeah, that's how to do it. So you measure, you find anything, your height which protrudes through, you, typically speaking, rear wheel arch, measure into your vehicle, and then down to the ideal spot that you want. That was mine. Measurements was 250, 150. So off that now, from the underside of the vehicle, I can measure off him across and bob drills through until I get my item fitted. Hope that helps. So now stage 2, I suppose. From the underside, I've gone across that crossbar that we knew where we were. Stuck a drill through from the underside up, knowing there were not really anything substantial bit to drill to hit and damage. But that affects me through there. So now I can put myself a straight edge from that hole there to that hole there, knowing that somewhere in the middle here I can stick another one through and I'm going to be okay. So there you go. So first bolt, measure from something coming through. There was actually, just to indicate these other things, I don't know if you can really see, but there's just an indentation there. That's a bolt on that steel floor now. So every occasion, sometimes there is something both sides of the van floor that you can get a measure of. More often than not, it's the rear wheel actually that comes through. So I got 250 from there to centre, well, towards the centre of the van. 150 down gave me that whole centre, which I drilled from the inside out. Drill bit on the inside left in, so I can see where it come through. Gave me a measure which was bang on that crossbar I wanted, which is replicated by the straight edge. Now from the underside there, from the underside I drilled up and out, which gave me that whole centre. Joining the two together with a straight edge means I know somewhere here I can drill through and be safe not to hit anything vital, and all next to a nice structural member.